So, Chris, you're up.
Hi. I'm a clinical herbalist and nutritional health consultant. I'm living in Arizona in Scottsdale. I moved forward with my name, Urban Apothecary. So I got my LLC. I was here last month, my first time. And I'm refining my niche. I was at autoimmune conditions, healthy aging, but I've decided to go with just one autoimmune condition, Hashimoto's, thyroiditis. And I don't know whether to keep the healthy age. I'd like to keep the healthy aging because I'd like to have 50-plus-year-old clients. And as a side to that, I don't think, at least I'm not on Instagram or a lot. I have Facebook and that's it. I mean, I don't do a lot of social media. I know some people dabble in it, but it's not like if you were 20 or 30. So I am kind of struggling with how I would reach these people. And I'm on multiple groups, Hashimoto's thyroiditis groups on Facebook, but you can't solicit customers. That's part of the rules of the groups. And I'm coming on Saturdays, so I can deal with this more on Saturday too. But anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. And my side question is, I think you're into permaculture, and I was just going to ask if you are, because I am too.
Yes, I've never done training officially. I've been to a few talks, but I am a huge fan of it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I've done a couple of design PDCs, so yeah, years ago.
So, right. First of all, you're on track. I mean, my God, what you're hearing in terms of online, this niching online, going down to something very specific like Hashimoto's, this will make Chris's life so much easier because the hubs become a lot more apparent. Being in these Facebook groups is a great idea. Yeah, the no soliciting thing, here's one approach. There's two approaches in terms of Facebook groups if you're in them. One is you just be in the group and be helpful, but then there may come a certain point where it's like, hey, I have some thoughts. Is it all right if I send you a direct message about this? And then you send them a direct message. Now in the outside of the group, you can talk with them and, explore the possibility of working together, but not on the group wall. Second is you could go to the people who run the groups and say, would you be willing to host a kind of little workshop from me on Hashimoto's? And you can charge whatever you want and you keep all the money. You work so hard in this group to keep it going, and we're all so grateful. And this could also be a fundraiser. And there'd be a small, soft sell, shameless plug for what I do, or I'd let them know how to work with me. And that's so that's certainly a possibility. But it's good to remember we don't need social media to market. It is absolutely not required. And in fact, social media, let's just say social media is probably the long game. It's a slow approach because it just lets people check you out from a distance and see if it's a fit. But if somebody said, I need clients tomorrow, I would absolutely not be suggesting they get an Instagram account. I'd be saying, do not waste your time on that if you need the clients right away. That is the slow relationship building. Let them check you out from a safe distance, but it's not the same as getting clients. So there are two videos I'm going to share here. One is short, one is long. So the first one is, marketing without social media, can it be done? That's the short one. And the other one is called Life and Business Without Social Media. And this is a presentation my dear friend and colleague Bradley Morris did, and where he got off all social media, and it's his take on what he's done. But the big solution here is, no surprise, the hub marketing. So if you go to marketingforhippies.com/steps, go down to step 5, you'll see all my stuff around hub marketing is there. And at this point, it's all free. It may not be free forever, but it's all there right now. And so this is the main question is, right, people with Hashimoto's, where do they hang out? So there are the Facebook groups, but there will be other places. There will be, for example, naturopaths who maybe just don't specialize in that. There will be other practitioners of various types who are likely to come across people who have Hashimoto's, right? There may be people who do autoimmune, but they don't specialize in this in particular. And so you could become a resource for those people. One of the questions I would be asking of everyone who comes to you who has Hashimoto's is like, what else did you try? Where else did you go? Where did you spend your money?
Most
That
of them
didn't quite
read
work.
books. They read books. You know,
Okay.
there's 4 or 5 major authors that have done multiple books, and that's where they get the majority of their information.
Here's a slightly unethical approach, but I heard somebody did it, and to me, I just found it hilarious. And do with it what you will. But somebody would go to bookstores and they'd find all those books. Let's say you find all the books by Hashimoto's, but you just slip your business card in them.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that in bookstores. Yeah.
It's not totally ethical. It's not unethical. It's not. I don't know. It's sort of in the middle.
Well,
But
in a used bookstore, it's probably no big deal. Use it as a bookmark. You know, it serves a purpose, dual purpose.
Anyways, but it's a funny example that people will do. But this is the big question. You just keep asking them. That's like, where else did you spend your time and your money? What else did you try yoga, for example? Did you try this? And even if you can get the names of those practitioners, you could reach out to, but you can start to get some categories, and you may find there are certain things that people with Hashimoto's tended, other practitioners, other products, and then you can introduce yourself to those people, right? What did they do before they got a diagnosis? It's another question. But, you might, because let's say you find all of them, man, we all tried yoga, right? Some yin yoga. We thought that'd be helpful. And if that's the dominant one, you could go to all the yin yoga teachers and reach out and say, hey, one of the reasons a lot of people go to your class because they have Hashimoto's, and then you can do a couple things. One is you can say, here I am, if you want to refer to me. But second, you could even do a class for yin yoga teachers on Hashimoto's. Like, hey, if you have people in your class who have this, here's some things you should know, or things you could suggest at a basic level. And if you need more help, send them to me. So Chris, do you have a sense of, okay, as an acupuncturist, I saw plenty of clients with Hashimoto's. So do you have a sense of the category of things? There are those authors, there's the books, but in terms of other practitioners, what else have they maybe tried?
I am drawing a blank at the moment, frankly, because you don't really have much energy to do anything.
I hear you. So
it's pretty debilitating. So
Marianne is saying, as an acupuncturist, I saw plenty of clients with Hashimoto's. So that's one.
okay.
So this is something you could do. You could reach out to all the local acupuncturists and just say, hey, I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm an herbalist. I do this type of work, and I focus on Hashimoto's. And if you have clients with that, and you'd be interested in some additional support, here's kind of my approach. You could do a presentation for the local acupuncturist on here's an additional take on Hashimoto's, that can complement yours. Yeah, you can certainly get to be known at the supplement stores, the places that sell all these supplements that they might buy.
Right,
and you just introduce yourself to the staff and say, hey, my name's Chris. I work with people with Hashimoto. If you ever run into something, here's my card. Where should I leave it? Oh, put it on that board there. And then they just get to know you. And this will happen where people go into the shop and they say, and they're talking with, it's like, hey, I just got a Hashimoto's diagnosis. Do you have this supplement? Or it'll come up. And I say, oh, there's a local woman who specializes. So that's the local level. And then online, that becomes a question, but it's the thing to ask your clients. If you're ever like, I don't know what the hubs would be, ask the people you work with or the people you have worked with in the past. Like, where else do you spend your time, your money, your attention?
Yeah, I think it's those Facebook groups, frankly. Yeah. Yeah.
But ask.
Yeah. No, I will.
I get it. You're probably, it's probably mostly true, but there's people, we can get very certain that we know the scene. And then we start asking around and you start discovering things I didn't know about this. So yeah. Well, thanks for
Thank you very
coming,
much.
Chris.
Appreciate it. I'll see you Saturday.
See you Saturday.